Welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast.
If you don't make mistakes, you won't learn.
With your host, Corey Winfield.
Exactly the same everything. Just one says Shamashimi, and the other one's like Yakahoga, the brand, and Yuga Hura, and you're like, what? Okay, it's the same effing one.
And special guests, Justin Burke.
I went there once, and because I wasn't a Catholic, I wasn't allowed to take part of the communion.
And Mitchell O'Brien.
That happened to my brother and I at Home Depot.
Got your ass.
It is the 7th of June, 2024. My name's Corey Winfield, and this is the 217 Recovery Podcast. Justin Burke, how you doing?
Fabulous.
Mitchell O'Brien.
I am doing well. There's something new. Did you get your hair cut
Last Monday.
last Monday? What? That must not be what it is. What? It's like at the tip of my tongue.
We're talking about the new Open.
Oh yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, we got a new Open. Tyrone is gone but not forgotten. He isn't as accessible as he once was, which really wasn't that accessible.
Right.
And like our fishing event tomorrow, we have an Open for it, and I can get this new voice guy to do it whenever I want. So we have an Open for tomorrow when we do our podcast from there, and it's like fishing with the boys or something. I don't even know what it is, but it's something. So we have that, and like when we go to UFAM rally, I can just type it in, and if we ever do a podcast from the UFAM rally again, like broadcasting from bloop, got it. So it's very accessible. The new one is so.
I like
That's
it.
good.
Very nice.
Yeah. I like the music.
So fishing event. Now today's a big day for one of you two because you have to get the fishing poles ready.
Only one?
Or both of you then.
I went for help because I've never done that kind of.
Well,
fishing
Justin's
pole.
he's our fisher guy.
Yeah.
We already talked about sardines.
I can only use 2 of those rods out of all of them that you got.
I figured we would watch a video on how to use was it closed-faced rod? Is that what
Yes.
they call them? Yeah. Or closed race.
Nobody else is racing. This is closed.
Yeah. Closed-faced reel.
Yes. With the little push button, like the little kiddie poles have.
Yeah, I always say I'd have them tangled up in 10 minutes, and then just it's done. There is no saving it after that. You don't untangle them.
They're not that bad.
So we got to get the poles ready, and then we have to get worms. Or wait, hold on, Walt's night crawlers or something.
They don't make Walt's night crawlers no more.
They don't make them.
That
Jesus
company's not
gave
around.
up making worms.
No, well, worms are being made, but not that company. We're like D&W now.
I swear there's a gas station that had a little.
Well,
sign
it's still
up.
Walt. It's just Dick and Walt. Yeah. I don't know
Why does it gotta be Dick, Mitch?
because it's funny.
Speaking of Dick, we're gonna get to that in just a minute
Oh.
when we do Dick talk. But no, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not. I'm not talking about penises either. So get your mind out the gutter, ladies. Because women listen to the show and they just want to know what's going on with men
And they're
stuff,
okay.
whatever. But don't need to get it twisted there. No pun intended. And then we have to get the bait, I guess, then is what you're calling, Justin. So we just need night crawlers. Kim, who used to work here, but now she's a volunteer, she was going to spice them up, put some garlic in a tin, and then you put worms in the tin, and the worms eat the garlic or something?
Yeah, or the garlic soaks into them and it makes them.
Flavors them?
Yep.
Yeah, so the fish supposed to like it. She
But
said
she's not going to do it.
Right.
Because that's for trout fishing.
no.
Trout don't like it,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but bass like flavors.
Okay, so she's going for trout then.
Yeah, when she was fishing.
Oh, because
And
she
she
said
had
she's not going to
seasonal
flavor
worms.
them because what she's fishing for doesn't like the garlic flavored worms.
Well, we've tried to talk to Kim, and she thinks that she's going for trout. I think there's going to be more panfish like bass.
Bluegill.
Bass is not considered a panfish; it's considered a carp.
Whoa.
I thought it was a large species panfish, but anyway,
Which one am I going to get with my drone? That was a smallmouth bass.
you're going to
Yes.
get that great white tipped.
Yeah, whatever they had.
Reef
They had
trout.
white. They had white tip fins. If that's a small mouth bass, then that's what it is. But I think it's a shark. It swam like a shark. It looked like a shark.
Yeah,
I think it's a shark.
the white tipped reef trout.
So I'll tell everybody where to stay away from with my drone.
There you go.
But trout, will I see a trout on there or will I see a pike?
They're in there. I've seen a lot of smallmouth bass around there,
Yeah. The bay's known for smallmouth bass fishing.
especially close to where the Boardman River comes out. I guess they like the poo smell from the water treatment plant or something. I don't know.
What, the pike?
No, the bass.
Oh.
Like, it's known. Like my great uncle used to go fishing for smallmouth bass at the mouth of the Boardman River, and then I've seen them just swimming in the different beaches along the way. Like just down the way is Bryant Park, and there's like a big culvert that comes out under the water just out past where the swimming things are.
Yep.
And there's always bass just chilling in there. You can see them.
Gary.
So scary.
Bass will bite your head off.
No, they won't.
They will.
No, they
That
won't.
big.
Oh, yeah, that's huge, Mitch. Mitch just stretched his hands out as far as he could. So they're just that big. Yeah, that's huge, man. Especially when you're like 7 or 8, just a kid.
The biggest bass I have
That's when
ever
they'll really get
You
personally
are so
seen.
uninformed.
No, I saw a catfish one time as big as my desk. And I said, nope, not going back in that little lake.
It's very that's very unsensitive inside joke, Justin. Biggest bass I've ever seen was 21 and a half inches. So
No, I saw one as big as his desk, which is probably about 7 feet long.
I call them groupers.
You're tripping, bro.
Nah, I saw it, bro.
You're tripping.
I seen it. And there's pictures online about it. And there's stories about how fish kill people.
Not bass.
Yeah, bass.
Not
All of
bass.
them, dude.
No.
Yeah.
They're all just
know.
human murderous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will. And the reason why you don't hear about it is because, well, once they eat somebody, you don't hear from them again. How many people are missing in America? Lot.
That's the aliens.
So why are we doing a fishing event if this is the case? Then?
Because this is what you people wanted. I say you people.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah. like this was yours idea.
Well, people in recovery have come up to me many times. And I know my man Brooks, I got a friend named Shane that they both love fishing. And I think one of them, or maybe both of them, was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. And I've heard this from people when I used to work at the treatment center. You know, I don't know how I'm going to fish without drinking. That's what I did when I would fish. I would drink. And so we're going to go out there. We're going to go ham on it, which is hard as a mother. That's what that means for my Aunt Barb.
Oh,
And I'm sure she knew what ham meant. But
I never knew that's what that meant.
yeah, we're going hard as a mother. You know,
Effer?
Lover. Yeah.
going hard as a mother lover.
Yeah.
And we're going to have fun and we're going to have food, which we need to get. Marnie wants to take little Parker shopping.
I think you should.
Okay. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate your feedback on that. I don't like people like in groups. Not a fan. So we're not going to a big store that like sells stuff for a couple dollars cheaper. And I'm not talking about Walmart. We love Walmart.
Babies are a people magnet. They're gonna come over and be like,
Don't touch my baby.
How old is it? Yeah, you got to keep them little.
Should I get like a slingshot? Every time someone comes up, just like,
You need a zapper. You got the bug
cattle
zapper,
prod.
so yeah.
you just tase them. Get back. Get back. Touch my kid.
I think Tractor
He's
Supply.
cute. I
sells
know.
them.
Get away from my kid. Tractor Supply sells the tasers.
No, the cattle prods.
Oh,
Zzz.
okay. Well,
It's kind of like a taser.
we're gonna go later, probably to another store that donated to us one time, twice.
Nice.
But yeah, they didn't donate it. We asked for donations for this, and they're like, we meet once a month, beginning of the month. I'm like, perfect. It's June 8th, and they're like, a little too close for us to commit to give you some gift cards. Whatever. But I was saying earlier, it's like, I don't think we need hundreds of hot dogs.
No.
And you were like, oh, you're kind of underestimating how many people are
Well,
coming.
you didn't mention the hundreds of hot dogs, but we had like a certain amount of people sign up. But I think we're gonna have double that at least
Yeah.
from the people that I've talked to in the tea houses, and everybody's like, "Well, that'll be fun. Can I come if I have my own stuff?"
Hell yeah.
I'm like, yeah, and you don't. And I just straight up told him, I was like, you don't necessarily have to sign up. Like, we were asking people to sign up because we have so much gear that was donated, and we wanted to make sure that everybody had a turn using it. I'm like, if you got your own stuff, you can come and do it whenever you want. Like, just come hang out. Yeah. So, I think there's gonna be more than what we're thinking.
Maybe, but that's tomorrow from
Hopefully.
8 to around noonish. If we even, because it's supposed to rain maybe in the little afternoon. But I don't know, 8 to 11, you'd be safe if you want to come out and hang out with us for a little bit. It's at Sunset Park in Traverse City. If you're listening to this podcast in time,
Right.
then come out, hang out. We got some hot dogs or whatever we're going to buy. But we're going to buy some stuff and some charcoal I think we need for the grills out there or something.
Yeah, match light.
Tin foil.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll just start eating hot dogs, and then we're gonna do some podcasting and some fishing, some drone flying. It'll be fun. It will be fun. And on another note, let's get back to the dicks. So you guys were gonna start a podcast, and I was like, just do some characters, and we started talking about we could have dick names. Like I would be Dick Glover, and you would be. What was yours, Mitch? Dick.
I forget.
Mine was Harry Johnson.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think that's what you wanted, but we came up with a better one.
I can't even remember. I remember the conversation now and remember
Dick Hunter.
laughing at it.
You're going to be Dick Hunter.
Dick Hunter. I came up with a better, or not a better one, but another one that you were like, ooh, that's a good one. And I don't think I'd ever heard of it before. No, I can't remember. I'm
Dick Harden. That's Justin's going to be Dick Harden.
and
Whoa.
there's a real person out there, which I won't give away their whole name, but it's Fiddler.
Dick Fiddler.
Well, you just,
But we were kind of joking with that, and then lo and behold, you guys start a podcast.
Yeah.
And
doesn't have anything to do with dicks.
No, and you guys didn't even use character names.
No.
So it was kind of interesting. And at first, you guys launched it or prepared to launch
Started
it
to.
or launched it, I guess you could say, because
Yeah,
you
we
kind of did. And you first showed me the name of it, and I was like, what the? It's called White Nucks.
Yeah.
Nucks. And I saw that, and I thought you guys were just going to go White Nucks because you didn't want to put an F on it. So you're just going to be like just some white nucks. And then Justin, or maybe you, Mitchell, one of you two were like, no, man, it's like white nucks, like white knuckling it.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, well, why did you call it what? And someone said, oh, it was all taken. All the other like white knuckling was taken and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, so you were like forced into that name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it was pointed out by somebody, by two different people.
Several
One of them
people.
is in this room. No, I'm not even there yet. That if you're going to call it Nux, you should KN because
Yeah.
that's how it is. And
Marnie said that too.
and then somebody was like, well, no, that's like Canucks. Like, I was like, no. I was like, whatever. Because it's actually spelt differently. Canucks are. So,
the hockey team.
yeah, it's like KAN or something like that. But anyway,
Yeah, because it's Canucks.
yeah. And then Marnie said it too, and I was like, I said that. So people knew it was related to Knuckles. But, you know, Justin has been a very big part of putting this together, so his opinion matters.
You think the Canucks named their team the Canucks because the Canuckling was taken?
Yeah, I think so.
So Canuckling was taken. They're like, let's call it Canucks then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Justin might believe that story. So
It sounds legit.
So yeah, so then, you know, we showed Kim, and Kim was like, "Oh, that racist a little bit," you know, and it's like, what is that? And she's never even heard of white knuckling it.
No, not at all. So I sent her some information on that.
What's your mama say? Just
My mom said it was racist.
yeah. So just hearing the name, and
Marnie thought it was racist.
yeah, and then Marnie was like, what? And then her thing was like, if it's white knuckling, well then why wouldn't they put a K on it? And I was like, I don't know. They said it was all taken. And as I'm telling her that, and I sent it to Justin, like, you know, the censor chimed in
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a sensor because it does kind of help you reel it in a little.
Well, it's
Yeah,
nice to have somebody that Justin listens to because
Yeah, because I said it to him, Kim said it to him, my mom, no, your mom said it to you, and you're just like, nah, whatever. Oh shit, get the sensor involved. Whoop, burp, 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 burp. Alarm's going off. Got to change it immediately, right now. No talking about it, changing it.
Yep.
And then I start looking at websites. I'm like, okay, well, white knuckling it is not taken.
That was an oversight on
like,
both
what
of
the
us.
F are you guys
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah,
It's
that
like
was such an
yeah,
oversight.
because we were trying to do white knuckling, and that's taken. White knuckled,
Yeah, by
was
some
taken.
religious group that
Yeah.
was taken.
and then white knuckled was taken, and so we're like white knuckles.
white fisting was taken.
Yeah, I know.
Guys,
we
come on.
thought about that for a second. I did. I was like, somebody's gonna take completely the wrong way, but I mean, I like it that it's a little bit edgy even now. But then white knuckling it wasn't taken after all of that. I just had to change absolutely all the work that I've put into it.
What are you
So-
talking about? I had to go through and change the whole damn website. Buy a new domain,
website,
new email.
everything I've done for it, the Facebook, the intro. At least we didn't get the outro done,
Right,
So I
yeah.
didn't have to do that one twice.
Yeah, I'm your voice guy, so I had to redo my parts.
We recorded an amazing first episode that we're on the fence if we're even going to use because we're calling it the wrong thing, which I still think we should make it ironically sound like we edited it because it's just funny to me. But
Yeah, I like the business dynamic of it because Justin's like, I'm going to turn this to a business. I'm going to start this. I'm going to do that. That's great. And he's already more invested. So like he's like the one with the higher majority. So he gets what he says goes. So until
Yeah.
you put in more money, you're kind of just like,
yep. Yeah, that's happened one other time in my podcasting.
but then you turn the tables.
Yeah. At least you have ambition and you're helping and you're doing things. You just throw money at it and be like, "No, I don't want you to do that." And it's like,
Yeah. So you guys did,
appreciate it.
I don't know, we'll do air quotes here, practice episode.
Yeah.
And that's good. We also did a practice, again, air quotes, episode for Recovery Dads.
We'll probably have a secret fun page
Yeah.
on our website just to,
That's what
Put some
I would
growth off.
suggest. I think I did suggest it.
yeah.
You know, just have a fun page, which we could. There's a fun page at 217recovery.com/fun where it's hidden. It's a hidden page, so unless you actually type that in, you're not going to see it. So we can put our edgy stuff up there, or our silly stuff, or whatever up there, and you guys might want to do that too, and have it like be like a secret club. Mm-hmm. You know, but the fact that you went out and you bought a board,
Yeah.
you know, a Rodecaster Pro 2.
Yep.
And you bought a microphone. We'll see. I sent Mitch a link to this microphone a long time ago, and Mitch was like, "That's aight," because it's from China,
Well, we'll
Trump's
find
favorite
out.
place of the world, and we'll see. You know, I don't think it would be a bad one, and there's a 90-day guarantee,
Yeah.
so it's at least going to work for 90 days, and it was like a third of the cost, maybe a quarter of the cost
About a third.
of a Shure microphone, but it looks the same. And I'm sure the technology, I think what happened was the patent ran out on some stuff that they just couldn't keep it up anymore. And so then China started making stuff,
yeah.
whatever
Well,
name
they
they
don't
called
have
it.
copyright laws over there.
You heard the open.
So as long as they buy something and get it in their country, like they can mass produce it the exact same way
yeah.
because they have no copyright laws.
I'm not sure what China has, but
Yeah.
you and Trump's are all up on that.
That's why so much BS comes out of there because they don't use good quality materials.
Yeah, what's that website or the app, Temu or something?
Yeah.
Don't ever buy shit from there. Well, it's shit. Just know that it's shit.
Oh, it is
like that's some
definitely
drones.
shit.
I'm like, man, I want to buy. It's only $60, but yeah, even the drain covers I got, like not my hair, but Marnie's hair. They put it on the drain. It like within 2 hours started like molding, just getting moldy or mildew, and I was like, man, that's some bullshit. Everything I bought from there.
I
just
never even
bullshit.
pulled the trigger on buying something from there. The whole thing just looks so suspect.
I bought a pizza cutter from there to cut your pizzas right into the trash. Bloop. I was like, that's trash. Marty's
only
like,
cool-
what did you think you were going to get from there?
I did buy some cool things from there. I bought a green laser. That was pretty cool. And then a UV light for finding Uper rocks.
How many Uper rocks have you found with it?
0.
Okay, it doesn't even work.
No, it worked.
My
just
point
fine.
exactly.
I just didn't go out Uper rock hunting. We
Okay.
were supposed to go last summer to the UP to go Uper rock hunting, and it just never panned out. I don't know why. I ain't gonna say any names, Mitchell.
What? Whoa.
Busy last summer, bro.
Why don't you find one that finds gold or something? That'd be a lot better.
Gold flashlight.
I want to find some titanium. I want a uranium finder.
It glows itself.
I want an oil finder.
Oh,
Find me some oil.
Are you supposed to take the dowsing rods?
I don't know. I thought that was for witches,
Isn't that for
I
water?
think it's like water, oil,
Witches.
Yeah.
ghosts, spirits. Yeah, but the white knuckling it podcast is something that's going to be a thing now because whiteknucklingit.com was not taken. It is
Nope.
now.
It is.
Justin Burke owns that.
Yep.
Got your asses. It's ours.
If you want to buy whiteknuckling.com, Justin Burke's the guy you got to go through.
Whitenux.com is fully available.
Yep. So if you want to do that,
I still own
Nobody
the.
wants to do that,
This
though.
is where my skin is in the game. I still own the copyright for the stuff that we put out for that name. So through RSS. So we're still a partnership. This is not a dictatorship.
got your ass.
Yeah.
I should have to drop on that one.
And that cost me $20 a month.
Damn.
I'm worried about it. I heard RSS is pretty easy to get.
I mean, it is, but you want the same name. Copyrighted, man.
Justin's pissed now. Just to show you like his face. Like if I could show you his face right now, you could see he's pissed. He's like, "Fuck, didn't think about that."
He ain't gonna pay $20 forever just to keep the name.
Whoa!
See how well of a partnership this turns out to be.
I come right in. I'm very sneaky about it. You'll be talking to someone, and I'll just come in and sit at my desk and just bust one out real quick.
Yeah. So he's doing that. Meanwhile, Mitch is owning the name to the podcast. Interesting dynamic here.
Well, it's a partnership. We're both in this together.
Yeah.
So
I think it'll go well, and I really like the name. Now. Yeah. Because if someone's like, "You got a podcast? Really? What's the name of it?" White knuckling it. Oh, okay. Like people are going to understand immediately what it is, you know? And if they don't, you can be like, like the white knuckling it. That's saying people in early recovery. When you're just white knuckling it's someone who he might be going to meetings, but he's not really, or they're not doing the stuff that they really need to do to move forward in their recovery. Their recovery, they're just white knuckling it. Just they're not. Most of the time, I would say they're not going to meetings.
No,
they're not going to see their therapist. They're just not drinking or using.
Yep.
And they're irritated. They're angry. They're pissed off. They have resentments of why can't I use? Why can't I drink? And that's what they call white knuckling it.
The real iconography behind it is white knuckling is you're holding on to something you won't let go.
Yeah.
And so the podcast, and I have it in the description, is how Justin and I have personally went from that kind of sobriety, which is really common. There's a lot of people out there that are doing it that way.
Done that.
Yeah. To actually living a life of actual recovery, giving a shit about our mental health and trying to fix the deeper issues in our lives that fix the symptom of the addiction that was, manifesting in our life. So you go from white knuckling to a successful life in recovery. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. And I have the description on the RSS page and the Facebook page, and I think Justin has something similar on the website. And so it's going to be good. And our first episode that's never going to air was really awesome.
we'll have more really awesome ones.
I know.
Whiteknuckling.com/fun. There you go. You got a fun page. Put it there. Let people listen. They can kind of listen, judge, or whatever. But I think to start off with the right name, the right branding, the right thing is probably the way to go with it. And that's kind of why we're Recovery Dads. We did a rushed podcast the other day, and
That was horrible.
it was okay. I got a lot of political on it.
I know. It's like
And
political dads is
took
what
a
it was.
minute to get to the Recovery Dads part. So, But we didn't have the drops. We didn't have the intro. Now that I have a voice guy, maybe I'll use the same one or something similar to that. But I want to have all that stuff put together first to do it right. You know, I don't want to just rush some shit out there. There's no timeline for it. Like, I set a timeline in my head of I want to do one on Tuesday or whatever, whenever we did it. But it wasn't good. You know, it wasn't what I want to have represented with Recovery Dads, and I don't think it was with you guys either. And Justin, you had to do a ride, and we're like looking at the clock and like, oh, you should have left 5 minutes ago. Now it's your time, Justin. Let's talk about what stuff you're going to talk about. You know, and it was just.
It was like talking in the treatment centers with you all over again.
Exactly. That's exactly what I felt.
Yeah. Now that it's time to leave, I'm going to have Mitchell talk. I'm like, oh, cool. Everybody wants to get out of here.
Got your ass.
He had at least give me 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes.
Oh,
so
it
he
was
talked
5
for
minutes
55.
over, and then he'd be like, oh, Mitchell's here, and everybody's like,
I'm
I
just
got
ready to
stuff
leave.
do.
They're like, I'm ready to smoke a cigarette. And
Half of them probably already walked out.
And this is like my first time talking in someplace like this. I was set up for a lot of success. But I don't know. I've been trial by fire a lot in my life, so it was a learning experience, and I appreciate that.
Got both your asses.
Yes, I did. Justin was there one time. He's like, yeah, that's what I was thinking, you know, butt fuck.
What?
And he didn't put a comma. And so the way he said it,
I was like, I lost my train of thought. But fuck.
I'm going to keep talking anyway. That's why I limited his time to 5 minutes. Everybody's like, what the hell did he just say?
I felt like I kind of did that to myself in the last recovery stories, which we have another one coming up. You know, I got up there. It was my first time, and everything in my head just went blank. But after doing it and having to push myself into it afterwards, I was excited. I was like, I could actually do this. I didn't do it well, but I could, you know. And it was like breaking that seal. And so I'm excited for the one coming up this month.
And you're going to be the MC.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for it. I've been telling everybody everywhere I go about it. Everybody else is excited.
I'll be selling raffle tickets again.
Nice.
Selling stuff, doing what Justin does best.
Yeah, I think next week Marty's going to go out and get donations that we can, you know, use for the raffle or whatever, and some nice stuff last time. And I know there's one that she sent me already that's interesting. I'm not going to say the name of it yet, but
Did you guys get Parker's surfboard yet?
no.
Yeah, because when they're like, we only sell stuff or donate to the midget surfers of America, you're like, well, sorry,
They're not called
we're
midgets. They're called little people.
whatever.
Right, Mitchell. It's so offensive.
Right.
No, yeah, because we went last year. I don't even remember the place. We went to this place, or I didn't go, but Marnie or Corey or somebody did.
Marnie.
Yeah,
That was why it was so funny.
and they were like, "Yeah, no, we don't. We donate to this one cause already. We don't need two causes to donate to. We already donate to the Black Surfers of America,
Women.
Oh, yep, the Black Female Surfers of America." And Marty thought that they were just like,
It's a nonprofit somewhere.
yeah, and it really is. We looked it up and like, okay, wow, like that's.
So when
okay.
they say that, we can be like, well, we're in support of the infant surfers of America. Yeah, Caucasian infant surfers of America.
That's what we need. We should start that. Maybe it could be a thing. It would probably grow faster than recovery because they're like, no, people in recovery, they did that to themselves. Little kids that need to surf need to surf.
They have so much ambition.
Yeah. And nothing against the Black Female Surfers of America, but
It took us off guard, though.
yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
Especially,
I'm a better person for knowing that it's there.
yeah. Yeah, you know, Kim Hopkins, she is volunteer with us. Like I said earlier, she used to be getting paid, but now she don't.
She doesn't surf.
Yeah, she's not interested in that either. But she's a Black female.
For my defense,
I think that's how she identifies herself.
I have audio of him using the term that I use that you guys just made fun of me for. So I have proof.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either. You got this audio handy?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, it's in a safe place.
Doesn't exist, Justin.
I know it don't.
Listen to episode 38 of a different podcast.
It's you use that voice cloner.
Right.
You clone my voice.
Yeah, because they worked really well. How long did you play with that thing the other day?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I just know they exist and they're out there.
Right.
I mean, they're cloning Drake songs and all kinds of other stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if Mitchell did that. This is AI.
Oh, and he knows how to use some AI.
Yeah,
that's
he
for
does.
sure.
So,
He loves AI.
see you in court.
I'm surprised I don't have an AI girlfriend yet.
That's so messed up.
Wow.
That's so messed up.
Would it just nag at you all the time?
I have no idea. I've seen like they would come over and like Facebook ads and stuff. Yeah, my girlfriend. I'm like,
For real?
It's
That's
a
a
thing.
thing?
It is a
It's
thing.
a thing.
now. Yeah. That's why I
It's
said
like
it.
after it came out, like it was I had to like start hitting them because I was sick of seeing it. Yeah, like to get rid of them. But
I wonder if that's going to be something people are going to have like struggles with later in life.
People already do.
yeah, and there was where was it? I can't remember what site I was on. It didn't have anything to do with this, but an ad popped up, and it might have been X of all places, but the sex bots are here, and it's robots with AI that have parts. You know, they have the dolls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are ones that you can interact with, and they move and stuff.
Is there genitals
I mean,
like
that you can play with. That's the insinuated. I'm not clicking on that. Like I did not click on that.
please don't?
Yeah, I think I was at home, and even at home, I'm like, no, there's a virus stuck to that somewhere.
Did you ever watch that movie Megan?
No.
Somebody was talking about that the other day. I never saw it.
Is that with
It's about that little AI bot,
oh, I was thinking of him or her.
and
or
this
itself.
little girl lost like her whole family pretty much, and the aunt was raising her.
No.
And she like designed this AI bot, and then she brought it home to interact with her niece, and it like took over, was extremely protective.
Went rogue.
Yeah, it went way rogue. But I mean, it was a movie that shows you where our technology is probably at, and we just don't see it yet.
Yeah.
Man, people would be doing some messed up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I get to see it now.
Yeah.
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 Well, they say that our technology that we know about is
20 years old.
30 years old, and others, you get into the conspiracy theory world, and they'll tell you that the technology we're seeing now is from the 70s and the 60s and the 80s, and it was all just deep state stuff, and it's just now coming out to the public.
Right, just like they tell us, hey, yeah, aliens exist.
We're like,
And
yeah,
nobody's like, what? They're just like, okay.
yeah, we've been seeing them for years.
Yeah, here's all the reports we got on them. Yep, we don't know what that stuff is. It's not ours. It's not theirs. And we don't know.
Thanks for
But it's out there and it's real.
thanks for not saying we're crazy anymore. That's all you're doing.
And nobody's like, what the fuck? We got to figure this out. No, it's cool. Got some TikToking to do. Hold on. Look at my booty. Let me shake it. Let me shake it.
Well,
That's
if you,
gonna be an
well, if
open,
you
I
think
think.
about it, I mean, when Trump was in office, he did create a whole new branch of the government, of the military, called Space Force.
Well, they said that was already out there. He just brought it to light.
Yeah.
Because they were like, that's been around for a while, since like late 70s. Mm-hmm. Because they had like different outfits and stuff. And they're like, oh, it's the same outfits that they had. Because people were like, wait, what outfit is that? Because it was like blue and it wasn't white. Like it wasn't an astronaut outfit. It was like a different color. And they're like, oh, no, that's been around for a while. Like all the stuff we have in space will blow your mind. I mean, think they're spending like $18 trillion every year on stuff.
It's crazy to think
Every
about.
year.
I don't think that's an accurate number,
It's
but
not even
it's
close,
big
but
number.
it's a lot.
That, yeah.
Once you get to like 10 billion, it just, what's the point? You know, it's like
Well, we
a
just
lot of money.
Print paper money now, anyways, and say that it's worth something. So
Yeah.
I wish I could figure out just to add. I don't want to, like, how could we do this? We probably shouldn't be doing it on a podcast, but if we were going to, because you know how like people will counterfeit money What if you just counterfeit numbers? Is that what crypto is? No, that's a whole nother.
Look, what do you mean counterfeit numbers?
Just make a number. Like if I could just go to my bank account and add some zeros. And just,
You'd be you gotta
I
be-
believe that's fraud.
oh, well, I didn't say it was legal, Justin. But if it's not, if there's no law against it, then it's not illegal.
I'm pretty sure there's laws against it.
Yeah.
To adding zeros to my bank account?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
But I think there are hackers out there that should be stepping up and doing this. It's possible.
Yeah, instead of trying to steal our money, why don't they give us some money?
Right.
Yeah.
And then they could steal a little bit of it.
Yeah. Do it to your own account and then do it to everybody else's too.
Yeah, that would really, if you really want to get the government, you want to screw up the government,
There's a story
add some
of
zeros to all of our bank accounts.
back in the day, some bank banned it back when it was shoot 'em up, stick 'em
What
up.
happened?
And what they did is they would go and rob banks. But this is like way before the digital age. Mm-hmm. They'd rob banks, and while they were there, they would light the mortgage papers on file because everything was paper. And so people would be
Light them on file.
on fire.
Fire.
And the files on fire, and so people would be free from their mortgage because there'd be no paper trail of it anymore. They couldn't prove it. So it's like we need that in the digital world, like Robin Hood stuff.
What would happen though if Robinhood, today's Robinhood, came out and added 5 zeros to everybody's bank account?
I mean, there'd be
Would
a
it
lot
shut
of
down?
really happy
effort.
people.
Would it shut down? Well, I mean, it wouldn't be that rich. Well, depending on how much you have in there already. But you wouldn't be like super duper rich where you could just quit your job. But I mean, society would fail because nobody would work at the lower, like at the gas station. Good luck. Nobody's coming to work that day.
Mm-hmm.
Or would they just go, oh, okay, cool, we got you. And then now a gallon of gas is $200 a gallon. Would they just, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, whenever they raise,
Inflation.
we're going to pay this and pay that and pay you this. And then they just raise everything else. So you're not making any more. You actually make less.
Yeah, I seen an article not too long ago that says we actually make less now than what people made in the 70s because of the price of the goods and where they're at compared to our dollar amount that we make. That we're actually worse than what we were that many years ago.
Well, it's pretty obvious with how many people are capable of buying houses. You know, it's just that used to be a lot more accessible to a lot more people on a lot less income. So
Yeah. And then the fact that like corporations are going around and buying houses, and it's kind of interesting. Yeah. Kind of scary, really.
It is.
the
But-
end is near.
Just add some zeros and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people with the power and the money, they depend on the little people. They depend on the middle class, the low class, to make them monies.
Right.
And if them little people aren't showing up for work no more, and that's the same thing when COVID happened. You know, like people, they didn't give a shit about the lower class people or the middle class. They wanted to make sure those rich people were still getting their monies. And they wanted to make sure that homeboy still had a house because he was paying that money, which just funnels down to the rich people. You know, it wasn't for them to have, oh, here you go, you can pay your rent. And a lot of people just went out and bought dumb shit. A lot of people bought dumb shit, you know, and it wasn't a lot of money, but, you know, $1,000 here, $1,000 there. It was enough, you know, to kind of keep the rich people afloat too.
Why are you pointing at me?
Because he said a lot of people, when they got their COVID money, went out and bought a lot of dumb shit.
I had a lot of cool stuff from COVID.
You said
Exactly.
yourself you bought a lot of dumb shit that you're still
We have
finding.
an
in your
SD
room.
card to record our podcast because of COVID money.
It's $30.
I never knew I was going to need that for this, and it just happens to work.
But I'm just saying. So that's what I think would scare them. And that's why people wouldn't do it, because everybody in America could be a millionaire.
Yeah. You know what really the sad part is people really need to invest in gold. Gold never loses its dollar amount. It'll always hold its value and increase in value. And so that's like where the brick system.
And this, I have to throw a disclaimer out there. I don't believe Justin is a financial an analyst or advisor.
Yeah,
That's
because last
disclaimer.
time I tried to pay with gold at McDonald's for some nuggets, they looked at me like I was a little weird.
Like, you ain't getting no change.
Well, you can
Like,
cash in your gold to get currency, but gold-backed money is actually a better, stronger route of source of income.
So you need gold back money?
Yeah, well,
Which is-
it's kind of like the BRIC system. Have you heard about the BRIC system? Where it's like Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, another one of the. There's like 10 countries involved in
Nux.
it.
You forgot the
But
Nux
they're
at the end.
all they're all backed by gold on what their gold reserves are, not by what someone tells them that they're valued at.
Well, that's what our
Dude, my son was God. Like they're like that shouldn't have happened. Like
What, Adam?
I don't know how.
Hey,
You know
Adam,
what I
how's it
mean?
going?
Like,
It's been a
but,
while.
What's up, Adam?
That's all I heard there, Justin.
Well, before
Thank
the
you,
Federal
Adam.
Reserve, it was silver backed, I think. Wasn't it?
Gold backed.
Or was it gold?
We used to have gold backed, and then we went to a Federal Reserve, which is pretty much just a national bank that tells us what we're allowed.
Did you know that like most of the people that were against getting the Federal Reserve were on the Titanic?
What?
No way.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
That was true, though. Yeah.
And then all the people who were for the Federal Reserve had tickets for the Titanic and then didn't go.
Yeah.
Like he's not listening to anything we're saying.
Interesting.
No,
isn't
he's
it?
not. But it's very interesting facts though about the whole world economy. You know, we're actually sitting really low compared to where we used to sit in the world economy.
Oh yeah, just from 15 years ago.
Yeah, I still say we're in the top 10, but there's definitely a lot more countries ahead of us now.
No, like when I went to Canada when I was 16,
Fabulous.
$100 was like $300,
Right.
and now it's not that anymore. Like I think we're still ahead, but if I remember correctly, we went behind for a minute, and then
Yeah, we did.
so the exchanges we're still ahead now, but not much at all. You know, so
I'll have to get all up in it.
yep,
Yeah.
all up in that economy.
Okay, that's enough.
Well-
Yeah, again, so what were we talking about?
Yeah, so let's say, what would you like to talk about, Mr. Winfield?
Oh, I want to talk about, we can talk about the first woman born again, or the first man born.
What?
The first born child.
Oh, we had that conversation. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, because I started thinking again about it more. Like how, because I have a new child. He's a little over 2 weeks old. And like who taught breastfeeding? And I brought that up to Marnie, and she's like, well, it's just a natural thing. Like they just would have naturally known.
Yeah.
Like you just do this because, you know, your boobs are leaking and you think, oh, and then the baby wants it. And it's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, but you also have a little diarrhea too sometimes. And you're just going to be like, oh, I got diarrhea. This must be for baby too. Like what? Because, I mean, we're the first humans that whoever put on the earth.
Yeah.
Were they that smart?
In
Too smart.
No, there's two prevailing theories.
Oh, okay.
And you don't want to hear either of them. We've had this conversation on a podcast
I
before.
know, but I just keep coming back to it because
I
it still
know.
blows my mind because we had to start from somewhere, right?
right.
Yeah.
Okay, and there had to be a man and a woman.
Right.
Yeah, and there had to be more than just the Garden of Eden.
Well, there were.
Like a lot more civilizations, because you look around the world, you have multiple skin colors, features.
Yeah, the first
differences.
human that came to
and
Earth
everything
had to
else.
be like, I don't know, 15, 20 years old. Like they couldn't have just been like two babies just playing in the desert.
Yeah, that's not how it works. That's not what it says.
Well, what does it say? God just said, boom, here
You're a
you
man.
go. I'll make a man. Here you is.
Well, most people classify
You know how science works?
as a man back in the day would have been 13.
It could have been.
Let's back to my theory
Right
then.
around that age.
Right.
Okay.
13, 14 years
15,
old.
Right.
sure.
You're a
10,
man.
Whatever. So they couldn't have started with just babies.
Nope.
And how things work, you can't just take a wand and be like, poof, 14-year-old boy, poof, 14-year-old girl. Oh, wait, hold on. White boy, white girl, poof. Here we go with Asian boy, poof. Here we go, African boy, poof. Here we go, caveman.
Every belief system has their own way of believing how it worked.
I don't believe in any of it.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure it out, like science.
You know, I'm really starting to believe that aliens are more and more real.
Thank
the
you,
more
Justin.
I start to think about things,
Just think-
and how
yeah.
our whole world
It doesn't
was
explain
a bunch
anything.
of test tube babies.
Yeah.
And it just, here you go. You're sent here to have civilization and to do this for us. And
Okay. How did it work for them?
who?
The ones that
aliens?
did the test tubes. The aliens.
Not really for sure. They're
You're
aliens.
back in the exact same question you started with.
We have no history on
They brought the
aliens.
people here
Yeah.
Yeah.
and say, here's how you breastfeed a child.
Okay. Who taught them?
Don't do the doo-doo. What? Well, the aliens are the ones who made our God, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call.
Yeah, but how did it work for them though?
What do you mean?
Like, so if you're saying there's aliens, like a race that taught us how to do it all and made us, how did it work for them? You run into the exact
A
same
trillion
question.
years ago? I don't know. We have to go
Well,
back to
we
the
have no
history
history
books, Mitchell.
on them.
Well, it's
Yeah.
just you come into this cycle where it's the same question for each of these prevailing races that you're talking about. There's got to be a starting point. You can go evolution wise, or you can pick one of the religious things, but somewhere down the road, there's a poof, like you said, how it doesn't work. But like there's a big bang in one, or there's God said that it happened and it happened, or stuff like that. So it's like where you just get stuck in this loop of how did it work? How did it work? How did it work?
Well, if the aliens will let us look at their history books, we can
Yeah,
go back and
right.
we can tell you that. But right now, we don't know because we don't have their history books.
It's that booty
Exactly.
shaking on TikTok. They're like, no, these guys ain't get the history books yet. Like here's an awesome literature place called the Library of Alexandria. You burnt that shit to the ground, and you start shaking your booties on your little electronic devices in your hands. And no, we're not. You're going backwards.
Like, I do believe there's information out there that we don't know about. Like they do find more and more ancient civilization texts, tablets, every day. And they withhold that information from us for research for many, many years. By the time it does come out, it's like, oh, well, that doesn't even fit the script that we're trying to push anyways anymore.
Yeah, that's for real.
So it just gets swept underneath the rug.
It's called the Library of the Vatican,
Right.
The Smithsonian. They take that stuff because it doesn't fit what they want people to know. But that goes right back into the talk that we had about the economy. It's the same people in the very back end of it. They want to control it because they want to live their lifestyle, and they need all these different levels of society to structure that.
The Rockefellers.
America. Welcome
Yeah.
to America.
They were supposed to be on the Titanic, and they weren't.
I know. Rothschild or something
Those
like
two.
that. Too?
Yep.
Man, I tell you.
J.P. Morgan.
Yep.
Man, I tell you what. Setup.
It is a setup.
And for years and years, they're like, we can't find it. We don't know what happened to it. It's out there. And then what was in the 80s, they found the Titanic.
I have no idea.
86.
That was the 70s.
Let's say 86. You sure you bet lunch on that?
No.
I love it. I'm pretty sure I'm right or close to being right.
I want to say it was in the 90s. They actually sent a submarine down there, an unmanned submarine. 'Cause
Just
it's
to
so
the
deep.
ocean.
Yeah, because we
Just
shouldn't be
look over.
doing the manned submarines. We learned that last year.
Well, that dude, yeah, he was looking at the Titanic and
Those
he
people were
wasn't.
dead when that counter was still going off. They knew that thing exploded and just didn't bother to tell anybody. We're trying to save them. We're trying to save them. Made it look good for TV.
Which is good because it was a quick death for him. I still feel bad for that kid because he did not want to go.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a quick death. It was.
Oh, it was quick death.
You drowned it.
Well, they
No,
probably
you
did go
blew
down.
the fuck up. The pressure, they just popped.
Yeah, there was
was
no.
quick. It was immediate.
Implosion.
Yeah, there was no drowning.
You see what happens to styrofoam down there?
No.
No, look that up. What happens? You get a styrofoam cup like that, and people have taken the submersibles, the drone ones, the unmanned, and take it down there, and they'll have like styrofoam and the net on the outside of it. And once you get down there, it is like a tenth of its size, all squeezed in on itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, just from the pressure.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I don't think they drowned it, Justin.
If you, they went deaf,
Drowned it.
Yeah. They went deaf, did.
they probably did for a split second, right before they imploded on themselves. If you watch Jason Statham in the Meg 2, the only reason that happens is because you have air in your body. and if you exhale all of the air, you can swim. And
Oh, Jesus.
that happens at one point.
What documentary is that? Meg 2?
Yeah, the documentary, the Meg 2. And this is thing opens up on one person, and they're like on the inside, and then he's like later on for the plot, they need to go swimming, and they're 3 miles under the ocean.
They're not breathing out. So.
Yeah, and he had to breathe out so far that blood started to come out his nose or something, and that made the sharks come. But he was able to get out in the water and not die. I'm just like, man, I'm so glad that realistic movies aren't that portion of it isn't the reason I watch movies.
That whole movie seemed so fake. I didn't even want to watch it.
That's the thing is like it was still entertaining. I was looking at it and going like, yeah, that's not a thing. But hey, whatever.
It's cool. You guys have a lot of time to watch dumb movies. I like that.
I actually don't. But
My daughter likes to watch dumb movies.
Well, that'll be a topic on Recovery Dads podcast, which will be out next week. RecoveryDads.com is out. WhiteKnucklingIt.com is out.
also airing next week.
Yes. And Redacted, Recover Your Mind podcast.
Weekly new episodes, Tuesdays at 9 a.m.
So that's what we got going on. That's why you guys are now known as special guests on the
Whoa.
217 Recovery podcast, because you're not really co-hosts. You're guests because you got your own stuff going on now.
We're co-hosts of Recovery Dads.
Yes.
Yes. We're our own hosts on the other ones.
Yeah. But
Special guest co-host,
but
own host.
It's fun, and it just shows you that you can do fun things in recovery, stuff that you never thought you would even want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I met you, Mitch, like you had no idea.
No, I don't know how any of it worked. It scared me. Like I loved being on 217 Recovery podcast, but what you did, it just seemed like not like magic, but I had no idea how it worked. And even when you were having me start it and helping me out, it just was, and I couldn't even grasp the concept. The concept.
That should be a drop.
I'm still saying your misconception. See, I can't do it. I'm done. Somebody else talk. Justin, you say something.
But yeah, and you, Justin, you too. Like you never thought you'd be buying a board,
No.
soundboard, and having a website.
A month ago, you went, no, I'm not doing that.
Now you're like, I bought a board, a microphone, mic stand.
Now you got 90% of the game, skin in the game on an entire podcast company.
It's okay. I'm gonna order some more microphones.
Damn. Wait till he gets the camera.
I know.
Ooh.
We're going to be a video podcast for you know.
I don't want to do a video podcast.
You got the green screen sitting right back there in a box. Because we're going to do that with Recovery Dads at some point. We're going to turn
Maybe
that
when
into
we get our new office, we can have a studio room where maybe we just have a couple walls green. So that way we can have some chairs and have actual real cameras set up permanently, to do a video podcast like that.
be nice. I reached out to Sony to see if they would donate cameras, and they said no.
What?
We don't care about people in recovery. That's why I don't buy Sony stuff. So FYI.
How about the other camera brand you got a lot of?
I put on there, I wish you guys would donate to nonprofits, but
Oh.
You don't buy Sony
Listen.
equipment?
no.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, just headphones.
I was going to say.
I was like, there's 3 sets of something.
But not cameras, not microphones, nothing like that.
Right.
Nope. I got time for that.
I never really cared for Sony products anyways.
I've always liked their headphones, actually. Been my favorite for a long time.
I should buy some new ones now. You pointed that out. I just bought Justin another pair.
I know. That's why when you're like, I don't buy Sony stuff, I was like, wait a minute, you just sent them money.
I sent that to Amazon. They're probably fakes anyway.
Probably are.
Yeah, that's why they work so well.
That good deep fake.
Oh,
No, because I don't know. Whatever. Not getting my beefs with Sony right now. But definitely come out to the Recovery Stories event if you're in the Traverse City area. And if not, look for it to be posted online. We did the first one. recorded it. It's on YouTube if you want to watch a nice recovery event. People telling little 5-minute stories that are quick to the point about a significant moment in their recovery journey, and then a couple of people talking about their messages of hope. You know, you can check it out. 217recovery.com. It's posted there as well. But like I said, we'll have the third one, which will feature Luke Legg and Tim C as the Message of Hope speakers, and Corey Smoker, Melissa Case, Roberta Kern, and Matt Rybecki as the recovery storytellers. Justin's giving me props for remembering the names.
I did a little golf clap.
Oh, the 6 names I remembered.
He's got it pulled up on his computer screen right now.
Don't.
You know,
He kept looking at it, so I was like, "Does he have it pulled up?"
I was looking for answers around the room.
I mean, I remember the first recovery stories. A whole employee got left off.
Well, I was
The
just
appreciation
set up too,
list.
though. But
Yeah, I gave him props on the stage at some point. I was like, "Oh yeah," and Mitch. When someone yelled out, "What about Mitch?" I was like, "Oh yeah, and Mitch over there." Thanks.
Marshall.
Yeah,
I was still Marshall back then. Marshall matters, all right.
this would be your stage name
Marshall matters.
instead of Dick Hunter.
Almost just enough not to get sued.
Featuring Dick Hunter, Dick Harden, and Dick Glover. The Three Dicks podcast coming soon. I think we should do it with characters. We could turn it into a little cartoon, a little animated thing.
We're gonna have
We
so
pitched
many.
that once with a podcast name, and the censorship shut us down. If you remember,
It's not, but if we're using fake names and fake characters,
like what was it? Billy Blows
I have no idea what you're talking
and
about. Just-
something Jobs.
oh yeah. You were gonna start your own podcast. That's what you're gonna do.
Remember, we were going to do that like 8 months ago, and we got told we could not do that.
Yeah. but if we just did fake characters, did little voices, hey, my name's Dick Glover. My name's Dick Glover, y'all. Welcome. We're coming straight from Arkansas. Well, how does Dick Harden talk, Justin?
I don't know.
All right. Here, so let's practice real quick. We'll do some Dick practice. Hi, my name's Dick Glover. I'm from Fort Smith, Arkansas.
I'm Dick Harden. I'm from the mean streets.
Now I'm Dick Hunter. I hunt dicks. I don't.
Professional coon hunter.
No.
Raccoons.
Raccoons. Say it that way. You can't go south and say coons.
Why? Isn't that what they get, them pelts and stuff?
They're called ringtails in the South.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're called in the South?
The
Get
C
your
word
coon
you just
dog.
said is a different
You
slur.
hunting dog. Like down south? Mm-hmm. What? What are you talking about? It's racist?
Yeah.
What?
I'm trying to beat around the bush.
Never heard of this.
Dick Hunter likes to beat around the bush.
Well, Dick Glover, he just likes to have a good time.
It is a racial slur for the African Americans.
Okay.
Thanks, Justin.
Well, don't say
I'll
it again then
just
after you say it. Jesus. Rhyming.
You know, we should. be
All right,
more
well,
mindful.
that's guess gonna put an end to our dick hunting stories. what were we even talking about? Hey, I think I'm losing my accent already. All right, my name's Dick Glover. I'm from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Today's episode, we're gonna talk about how batteries work.
Batteries work. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to see if I can do it. Hey guys, I'm Dick Hunter. Doing the Kermit the Frog.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good right there. We got Dick Hunter over here. We got Dick Harden. How y'all doing?
Great.
I'm Dick Matthew McConaughey. All right. Dick's in the house. I'd be like cooler if you were. All right.
I want to be able to do the
to
Trump.
the Three Dicks podcast.
I really wish I could do the Trump voice. It's so bad.
You can practice.
I can do the Biden, but I don't feel like falling down the stairs.
Today's episode, we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff. First, we're going to talk about the great legendary car driver Dick Trickle.
That's such an unfortunate name.
Oh, he was so good. Man, he drove that car around in laps, races, whatever you want to call them. In that circle he drove. Just dick trickling all the way through there, man. It was the best I ever seen anybody besides Dale Jr.
I had an oil catch pan underneath the seat.
Yeah. And then we're going to talk about how we take tires off vehicles and put other ones on. You take them lug nuts off first. It all starts with them nuts. Here on the Three Dicks podcast. All right, now we're going to go with the Hunter, Mr. Dick Hunter. How you doing today, Dick?
I didn't even know where to go.
Okay, Dick Hunter don't know where to go. And then we're going to check in one more game with Dick Harden before we send it off.
Again.
Dick, is it hard to talk about stuff on this podcast?
Yeah.
Well, you kind of lost your little accent, which I think I lost mine too. I don't really know.
Dude. When I'm screwing around just to do a quick little accent, I feel like I'm good at it. When I have to think about it, I'm terrible.
All right. Well, thanks. Thanks, Dick. Thanks, Dick Hunter. Appreciate your insight on that. Appreciate it.
I hope this gets edited out of the
It's not,
podcast.
because I ain't got no time to be editing stuff. It's not dicking around podcast. It's the Three Dicks podcast.
Oh.
I need some cartoons drawn up there, Dick Hunter. Dick Hunter does all of our social media stuff. The Three Dicks.
How do you even do a logo for Three Dicks podcast?
Well, don't Google it.
Ask Jonah Hill from Superbad.
All the best
Do you
foods are
have-
shaped like dicks.
Do you have him in your Rolodex? Mr. Dick Hunter, do you have Jonah Hill from Superbad in your Rolodex?
It doesn't say roll the dicks.
And how the hell,
You could watch Superbad and figure it out.
Dick Harden, how the hell is he going to ask him? He don't even have him in his Rolodex.
He'll figure it out.
Figure out the logo or figure out how to ask him?
Both.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the Three Dicks podcast. All right. And that'll do it for the 217 Recovery podcast, too.
Yep.
It does kind of feel like we're just dicking around.
We are.
Literally.
Like, there's shit we could be doing.
Okay. All right, Justin. All right. Well, thanks for listening. 217recovery.com. Appreciate it. And we're having fun in recovery. That's what we do. And we'll talk to you at a time of my choosing. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Listen to over 900 episodes on the 217 Recovery app that's free in your app store or online at 217recovery.com.